We got a lawyer in this video. That's how you know it's a real one. Did you know that I got a DMCA strike on my YouTube channel like years ago? Yeah, Warner Brothers shut us down. It was not a good time. 0 out of 10. Would not recommend. Yeah, this has been an issue for a long time, and record labels haven't stopped doing this either. A little bit ago, Atlantic Records issued full-blown DMCA takedowns on 2 streamers. One of them happened because a stream sniper ran up to the streamer and played like 2 seconds of a song in proximity chat. I'd show you the clip, but I don't want to get a DMCA takedown. And by the way, that's not even the funniest part. The funniest part is the song was a song called Mine by the artist Bozzy. And if you don't know who Bozzy is, Bozzy started his career on Vine singing other people's songs. And by the way, I know that Bozzy had nothing to do with the copyright strike. It was entirely Atlantic Records. However, the irony is just incredible. Anyway, these kinds of things happen. They're very real. And the reason it concerns me is a couple days ago, I just released 6 hours of copyright-free music for streamers to play so they wouldn't have to worry about this. And as copyright lately has been a large conversation in my Twitter mentions, I'm seeing a good chunk of people who say there's really nothing to worry about playing copyrighted music. All they're gonna do is remove your VODs and move on. Which, by the way, if you didn't get this from the story earlier, very not true. And look, this video is not gonna be some like serious fear-mongering video that makes you afraid to play music on your stream. However, it is important that you are aware that that streamer I mentioned earlier learned that copyright strike happened on a year-old clip on her account, and she now has 2 strikes. If she gets a 3rd one, if any song she's ever played on her account before gets stricken by the record label, her account is shut down. She's a full-time streamer, she loses her job. You, as a streamer, should at least be aware of how the law works and what you're allowed to do. And by the way, if you're concerned at all about copyright and your content, by the way, good for you, smart person. I mentioned earlier that I released a 6-hour playlist of completely royalty-free music. It's a full playlist of just lo-fi chill beats. You're hearing a song right now. You're free to use it in the background of your YouTube videos, in the background of your live streams. It's available on Spotify, Apple Music, literally every single streaming platform. You're 100% safe from copyright strikes, DMCA takedowns, and I'm working with Twitch and Facebook on their backends right now to make sure that your VODs don't even get muted. Link to that playlist on a bunch of different streaming platforms in the description down below. This whole music playlist, by the way, has been a passion project of mine for a couple months now. If you guys didn't know, I used to be a YouTube musician with my wife. About 6 years ago, we posted a cover song of Cool Kids by Echo Smith, which went completely viral, got like 100 million views. It ended up actually getting more traction than the original song, which had been out about a year. And because Warner Brothers wanted to capitalize on the success and make sure they took all the money and we didn't get any of it, they called us, threatened us, and then copyright struck our YouTube channel. It took a full month of nonstop phone calls just to get our YouTube channel back in good standing. And by that time, their plan worked, basically. Their song a couple months later went platinum. Literally, my wife and I made a viral video. Their song went platinum, and they gave us a copyright strike. And I'm not trying to sound like I'm complaining, by the way. That video started our careers on the internet, and it's the whole reason I'm still doing YouTube full-time today. But it just left a healthy fear in me of not only what the music industry is capable of, but what they're willing to do. Because this copyright law that's being abused, by the way, it's not like a garbage law. It exists for a reason. It's there to make sure if someone creates content or creates some kind of art, that someone else can't just like rip a song, re-upload it to YouTube, and just reap all the benefits from it. That's what it's supposed to be for. However, what it's being used for is if I make a 15-minute video and during 2 seconds of that video, I hum the melody of a song, the record label that owns the copyright of that song can, and by the way, probably will, come in and take 100% of the revenue for that entire 15-minute video. And technically, even though that's not what the law was written for, it still allows them to do that. So let me help you out in this video. Let's talk about where the line is. Where's the difference between totally fair use, demonetization, and a full-blown copyright strike? And seeing that I'm obviously not a lawyer myself, I grabbed someone who is. Noah, introduce yourself, my friend.
Hi, I'm Noah.
Is it true that you're a lawyer?
Yes.
But like an actual lawyer?
Yes.
Awesome. So help us out here. How come sometimes when a streamer uses copyrighted music, Sometimes their VODs get muted, and that's all that happens, and then sometimes they get an entire copyright strike on their account.
Twitch's automated system isn't perfect, so while it does catch some things, others get through. For example, if a broadcaster nearly drowns out their music with their talking. If something does get through, then corporate IP lawyers and enforcement teams, think myself but scarier and with less hair, file DMCA takedown notices. These DMCA takedown notices are what you see causing channel bans.
Okay, so where is the line then? Is there like a certain volume I can play the music in the background, or is there like a certain length I'm allowed to use music for before it breaches copyright law?
There's a myth out there that says that you can use a certain amount of a song, say 3, 5, or 10 seconds, without issue. That's just not true. If you use any part of a song without permission, even a microsecond, you could be sued or receive a takedown notice. At that point, it's just a matter of proving it.
Okay, so what do I do from here on out? Do tomorrow I stop using copyrighted music, use nothing but copyright-free music, and I'm set to go, right?
Well, you should really stop using music you don't have the rights to. But keep in mind that your old VODs and clips can come back to haunt you. If you've got a recorded use of you using a song that you don't have the rights to, in a VOD or a clip, you could receive a DMCA takedown notice or other legal action against you. The only way to be perfectly 100% sure is to go back and get the rights to use all of those songs, which can be really costly and time intensive, or to scrub your channel of audio you don't have the right to, which can really wipe out a channel.
Okay, anything else noteworthy we should know moving forward?
Yes, 2 things in fact. First of all, keep in mind that historically, Twitch has not just banned the broadcaster that uses music that they don't have the rights to. Occasionally, they actually ban a viewer who clips the music as well. Also, keep in mind that it's not just a matter of finding music that is so-called royalty-free or copyright-free, because there's no such thing really as copyright-free music. What you need to find is music that is safe to stream or safe to use in a YouTube video. When in doubt, consult a lawyer like myself.
Yeah, so these are some of the things that Noah shared with me when I met up with him at PAX. And obviously the only thing I could think about is, I need to make a YouTube video on this and make sure everybody knows. There is one more super important thing that I really want to tell you about moving forward so you know what to expect. There is a substantial difference between the way copyright is going to be handled on YouTube and the way it's going to be handled on Twitch for a very specific reason. On YouTube, when it first started growing into mainstream and people started posting covers and getting millions of views, in the beginning, record labels handled it by shutting them down, giving them copyright strikes, taking down the videos. And legally, they had the right to do that. The reason they stopped doing that is because they realized that instead of taking down the video, they could just take the ad revenue off of it. Then that video becomes advertising for the real song, and they still make all the money off of it. It's a win-win for the record label. The issue with bringing that model over to Twitch is there is zero ad revenue. Rather than a 10-minute video potentially making thousands of dollars, we're talking a 5-hour stream where there are hundreds of songs played throughout the stream that maybe makes $10 of ad revenue? What are the record labels gonna do? Split that ad revenue amongst hundreds of different copyright owners? It's not gonna happen. I think as streaming continues to grow, the method that's gonna be more and more common is the actual copyright strike, because there's no better alternative. Just Harris's 2 cents there. And look, I know a lot of you guys are watching this video and thinking that this is just a giant ad for my music playlist. And yeah, no shame. It kind of is a little bit, but the whole reason I invested in this music and had this playlist made is because I've been hit with one of these copyright strikes before. Record labels are jumping at every opportunity they can to step on the little guy smaller than them and take their money just so they can hang on to their outdated business model just a little bit longer. It's literally the bully at school beating you up and taking your lunch money because they're bigger than you. And technically, most of it is legal, which is why they do it. Copyright law is broken. Protect yourself from it. Use copyright-free music like mine that not only do you know is safe, but also you're supporting creators rather than giant corporate bullies like Warner Brothers and Atlantic Records. And as always, happy streaming. What a positive ending to a video.
You naked? I didn't have any. Yeah, well, I'm putting on a shirt now.
Are you playing shitless?
Yeah, dude, full disclosure, I'm butt naked right now.
Oh, okay. Thank you for the.
Now I have a shirt on. Now I have a shirt on. Don't worry.
You're still butt naked though.
No, but I have a shirt on though.
Oh, they're resting. Where?
Oh, they're resting.
Right here, right here, right here.
I'm coming. Yeah.
We pop this med.
Oh, it's actually kind of far. Do we want to go for
I'm
it?
gonna zip line.
Yeah,
I'm
we're
gonna zip line.
committed. I'm already running. Let's go. Yeah, Sam, get us the zip line. Zip over here.
Someone else shooting at me?
Oh, that's actually the craziest zip line I've seen. That's so long.
That's what she said.